coffee brewing as the sun peeks through the haze. Birds are chirping, serenading morning's praise. The front porch creaks as dreams fade away. America's awakened to a brand new day. Old vinyl spinning a sweet old tune. Day starts dancing under a sleepy moon. Newsprint smudges on fingers of grace. America's awakened at her own steady pace. Sips of sunshine in a coffee cup. Simple moments lifting spirits up. From the mountains to the sandy shore. Morning in America, want just a little more. Neighbors waving with a friendly rise. Kids with backpacks chasing daylight skies. Eyes cooling on a windowsill so fine. America's awakened with a heart full of shine. Old vinyl spinning a sweet old tune. Day starts dancing under a sleepy moon. Newsprint smudges on fingers of grace. America's awakened at her own steady pace. Sips of sunshine in a coffee cup. Simple moments lifting spirits up. From the mountains to the sandy shore. Morning in America, want just a little more. Neighbors waving with a friendly rise. Kids with backpacks chasing daylight skies. Eyes cooling on a windowsill so fine. America's awakened with a heart full of shine. Neighbors waving with a friendly rise. Kids with backpacks chasing daylight skies. Eyes cooling on a windowsill so fine. America's awakened with a heart full of shine. Tractors rumble, fields coming alive. Big wheels turning where hopes and dreams strive. Laughter echoes down the old dirt road. America's awakened to lighten her load. America's awakened to lighten her load.
Good morning. Good morning. Hope you're all having a good one today. Let's see. We got Native Pride in here. We've got Nancy. We got Tammy. Good morning. John Lovell's in the in the thing today, and he chose violence. Welcome, John. I play the song because I share this out as the song is going, and it allows people to find us here. We got Karen's Books, Vet Firefighter, and Jeanette all in here this morning. Good morning. Hope you all are having a great one. Mine's okay. Speaking of choosing violence, I have been messing with people on X and just having a blast doing it. Oh my, it is fun. See, and then Jessica likes the song. See, you can't please everybody. Whatever. The song is just there for me to be able to share this out to everybody. And it's almost perfectly timed. If I go right through my thing, I get a chance to do everything else. Find a better song. The problem is copyrights. I do have some songs, and I've opened the show with other songs. Finding them with the perfect time frame, that's the issue. Oh my God, so many people on X have gotten triggered by me, and I don't care. I've been working on my X account. We're getting there. We are getting there. We're slowly ticking up closer and closer to the 5 million that we need to monetize. So, yeah. But it is what it is. If I redid anything about the song, I wouldn't do it as country. That's how I was making fun of Georgie, which, by the way, I'm going to send her a nastygram. She should be in here. I was like, why do you guys always do country songs? Like I like older country, like the old stuff. I don't like a lot of today's country. Hose bags. Is that bag where you keep your hose? Uh, Firefighters, they got a lot of hose. You know what's funny is speaking of which, vet firefighters in here. Uh, so my grandfather was a firefighter, and my brother has a lot of his firefighter equipment because he was the only one really into like fire trucks and stuff. When we were kids, I had my son laughing. I was like, "Yeah, when we were kids and we would take vacations, we'd have to stop at uh, fire departments and like different train stuff." And he was like, "Why?" And I go, "Because your uncle was really into it. It was like having an autistic kid in the family." My son was rolling, but yeah, we really had to do that. We would take vacations, uh, and because of that, my brother would being into firefighters. He got all my grandfather's stuff. He has his helmet. He's got a couple other like firefighter memorabilia, but he's got a bar in his basement, and he made it like a firefighter theme. So I've bought him stuff over the years, but the one thing I really want to get him, he's got he's got this shelf, and he put his LED lights on it, and that's where he puts all his alcohol and everything. It's behind the bar. I would love to get him a section of hose to like cut kind of put around that. Like if I can get a used fire hose and just cut it, I only need like 5 to 8 feet in length, nothing too long, and I would staple it right to that. But so don't know if you know where I can get some old hose, used hose that they're just going to toss out. I was actually talking to the firefighters in my town. They were at the 4th of July thing at the casino. And I was talking with a couple of them, and he goes, "I wish you would have told me last week. We just threw out some old hose." And I said, "Well, I'll catch you guys up next year then." But yeah, that's what I need. Firefighters get hose. Uh, Too funny.
Hoo-ah!
I did do something. If you guys send money,
I like money.
ooh, it's a little bit too loud. But I did go in and edit the audio files and make them louder. So there we go. So when people donate, it's not going to sound far away. My father, brother, and first husband were volunteer firemen. That's, where we used to go was my mom's hometown, which is this really small town in Pennsylvania. It's up on the mountain, and they have a volunteer fire, even still today, volunteer firefighter brigade. And yeah, that's where we would take my brother on vacation. And yeah, first thing we'd do is we'd hit up the fire station, stop any station when annually hose goes out of service. Yeah, I do need to. I should probably check out the one on base. It's not like I need like a lot of stuff, but yeah. So we'd go up there and we'd check out the fire station first, and then I remember we had to drive like an hour in Pennsylvania, and we went to the Horseshoe Curve. And don't know if you've ever heard of the Horseshoe Curve, but it's this curve that makes a horseshoe like shape right in the middle of Pennsylvania, and you stand in the valley, and then the train drives through. And yeah, like you stand there at first, and the train starts going through, and you're like, "Whoa, that's cool." And then 20 minutes later, you're still standing there watching the train go through. Like, yeah, that was our vacations when we were kids. We're getting ready to go on this vacation in a little bit over a week. You guys will see me. I'll do stuff from the beach. Ferndale Fire Department or Volunteer Fire Department. Is that? Oh, okay. I remember the show Ferndale Tonight. That was like I didn't watch that when it was on. It was on before I was born, but I did see that they did it. It was Martin Mull and Fred Willard, and it was actually really funny. firefighter have hose in different area codes, right? They get all the hose. That should be a shirt. Just a couple of girls and a firefighter holding the hose, and firefighters get all the hose. Hose test. That's why I couldn't be a fighter. I'd be making that jokes all the time. It's actually not why I would be a firefighter. I would not be a firefighter. Uh, hurt children, that would bother me. That's my breaking point. Hurt adults doesn't bother me. I can keep calm in a situation, but yeah, hurt children, that will affect me. Oh, it was in Maryland. Maryland. I think Maryland should be called Maryland. You know, it's like Dollywood. Beach video would be nice. Yeah, I will be on the beach, so I might do some morning beach walks and bring you guys along with me. There's a Ferndale, California, Guy Fieri is from. Yeah, I'm not a Guy Fieri fan. Dude is gay. Acts like he's not. It's like, no, you're straight up gay, dog. Oh, I'm just looking to see what's going on out there in the world. Let me pull up the news and info list. If any of you guys want any of my lists on X, like, you're more than welcome to them. They're really pushing this new Superman movie. Like, I've seen all these people doing reviews, and I'm like, and I follow a lot of these people, and it's like, you never do reviews on other stuff. What's your angle here? Oh yeah, today's Prime Day. Gary Coleman's ex knows more about his death than she's telling former FBI agent. Dealing with injured children was always difficult. Yeah, that would affect me. I had someone who was badly trying to get me to be an EMT, and I was like, a friend of mine's mom was an EMT, and she worked all the time. Skipper's lazy, if you guys haven't figured that out. She worked all the time, and I don't know if I could deal with hurt kids. Those are the two things I wouldn't like about it. Certified through the Red Cross in adult pediatric first aid and CPR. I don't know how I would be if I ever had to help a child or an infant. I was CPR certified. I believe it's expired. It's been 10 years. But I did that for all my safety stuff. And I've never really had to use it, only in not emergency situations. I have come upon like road accidents and stuff where emergency aid was being given, but there were already people there rendering aid, and you don't want to be a part of the problem. So I remember I had a car crash years ago that was right there in Moreno Valley, and people were helping the injured. So I just grabbed a flashlight out of my car, walked up the road, and started signaling to get everyone to slow down because there was like 4 vehicles across the highway. So yeah, did that until emergency crews responded. You just, when there's an emergency, you just go right into, okay, what needs done? And I wasn't, there were already people giving triage. So I was like, okay, I'm not needed there. What problem can I solve? So, yeah. And that's, I'm very thankful my son is into Boy Scouts because it allows us to talk about different things, about not panicking. Any problem that you have, if you just stop Stop focusing on the problem and what causes the problem and the emotions tied. If you just stop and say, okay, how are ways where I can fix this or make this better? And you'll find the human brain can think through pretty much anything. Thankfully, I've not had to use my certification other than my first aid on myself when I cut myself. Do you know? Okay, here's one I didn't learn in CPR training, but I did learn just doing all my safety stuff for all those years. Oh, yeah, by the way, Lacey's back. You guys were all worried. She was on the floor. Now she's back. So if you're choking, okay, and you're by yourself, and I need to know this because I was a guy, well, I am a guy who lives alone. What do you know how you stop yourself from choking? First off, call 911 immediately because if you pass out, no one's going to respond. But if you call, they can track where you are. If you find a piece of furniture like a couch or something that's going to, kind of be right near your stomach and fall onto it, you're kind of like giving yourself the Heimlich maneuver. Isn't that interesting? I had a safety thing and they showed that, and I was like, I never really thought about what happens if I'm home alone and I choke. That's a way to try to save yourself. But yeah, but these are things that I didn't think about. I remember, and I've talked about this on the show. When I lived down in Palm Springs, the one day I was driving on a road, and there's a lot of rural roads outside of Palm Springs, and I was driving on one, and I came upon this car. Yep, you're able to use a chair for the Heimlich. Yep. And there was like at first I thought there was someone in it because it looked like movement, but as I was coming closer to this car on the side of the road, it was clear there was a fire, and I didn't know if there was someone in it. So I pulled over. Another guy pulled over, and $15. $15. I keep a fire extinguisher under my driver's seat in my car because your car could catch fire at any moment. It's got a lot of flammable stuff, and that $15 could save you thousands. Really good. And you can buy them at Walmart. And I just keep it right underneath my thing. Well, I pulled it out, and we didn't know if there was anyone in the car, so we opened the door, and I started just shooting it all inside, and it went from being almost out of control to it was still on fire but manageable, but I used up all the stuff in the fire extinguisher. And the other guy that was there with me, he was like reaching in to the smoke trying to see if there was someone in there so we could pull him out. And the fire extinguisher went out and the fire was now lower. And he goes, "What do we do now?" And I was like, I took like a second, and I said, I just yelled sand, and just got down and started grabbing sand because we're out here in the desert. There's sand all over, and we started throwing sand into the car onto the flames. And the fire department, we kept doing that. Didn't take them long to show up. They showed up. They sprayed it all down. There was no one in the car. Thankfully, it was. I believe it was someone stole it, was joyriding, and then went to torch it. And there was damage to it, but not like it wasn't like a goner. There was actually more damage from the water they sprayed it down with. But the one firefighter, we stayed there to give our names and everything in case it was needed. I've used CPR and trauma training more than I care to remember. Well, yeah, you were a sheriff's deputy. He was a correctional deputy. I would imagine that you've had to. But yeah, they stuck around, and the one firefighter said, "Whose idea was it to throw sand in there?" And I was like, "That was mine." And he's like, "How'd you know to do that?" And I go, "I did safety for 14 years, and you use sand on a grease fire, it'll put out a fire." And he's like, "A lot of people don't think about that." And he goes, "And we were surrounded by sand." And I said, "Yeah, just came to me right in the moment." And I was like, "Well, we have sand. Even if I had dirt, you know, You throw dirt is not going to burn. So just FYI, people, it's a little bit better of a thing to use. Um, it's a little bit better of a thing to use on a fire. And you should have sand in your kitchen. Why? Grease fire. You watch any of these YouTube videos of people cooking where a fire starts in their house, like you can tell that these are people who never just thought about what would happen if there was a fire in the house. You know, and I've asked my son, what would you do if there was a fire in the house? What escape routes would you take? Where's our fire extinguisher? I've got a fire extinguisher. Where is our fire our smoke protector? I got one right in here. So, you know, it's good. Just you don't have to do it all the time. Just every once in a while, just talk about it. Just like I used to talk about to the Marines when I was doing safety. The safest units, like the ones I had that had the lowest um, lowest things of what's it incidents, they talk about safety. That's it. That's all you got to do to be safe. Baking soda, that seems like an expensive thing to put on a fire with. um, and if you do put a fire extinguisher in your kitchen, make sure it's rated for your kitchen. A lot of people screw that one up. They'll just buy a general. You should have one rated for your kitchen in your kitchen. Um, but yeah, the the, the safest job sites I've ever been on, the safest units I've ever been with, they just talk about safety. Like, and I used to tell the sergeants, like, just talk about safety with your Marines and make them think about it. Um, and I would get safety reps who'd be like, "Hey, sir, will you come to our safety meeting?" Yeah, sure. And I would call them on, just ask the Marines questions. Be like, "Okay, here's a scenario," or "Where is this?" Like, just ask them questions. Make sure that they're thinking about it, and they will be safer if you're talking about it. You know, every you guys know I do my morning meeting at my job. I always ask, okay, what's a good safety thing for today? Like, I've been certified for the last 13 years. Certification through Red Cross is good for 2 years. So every third year, I'm recertifying. Yes, you haven't need to recertify. I'm due. Um, I'll check. They normally do them free on base though. I thought you just run screaming fire. Well, I mean, the thing is, like, if you talk about safety, people will be safer. Um, you know, and it doesn't have to be like a huge thing. Hey, okay, we're going to talk about safety. Where is the fire extinguishers? Where is the first aid kit? You know, I, out here, I talk about water and sunblock more than anything else. But if you have people talking about it every day, they will start thinking about it. And you know, that's the offices where someone's doing something. Hey, this is unsafe. Can you stop? I used to tell people, if you've had a close call, that's God's warning. It's God giving you a warning that you are doing things unsafe and you should relook at your safety procedures. And I said that in a safety meeting, and I was like, when was the last time we had a close call? And the safety rep was like, we haven't had one in a while. And someone was like, we had one yesterday. I was like, there you go. Whatever you were doing, let's analyze it. Let's talk about it. I don't know if this is true, but you know why lifesavers have a hole in the middle of it? Um, I would imagine so that they can reach through. Worst time was November with Miss TC preparing her in the area for chest compressions is etched into for eternity. Oh yeah. Yep. That will a traumatic event like that, you probably have some PTSD from it. And you could put in for a VA claim, TC. Good morning, AVA. You jump in at 7 o'clock. You know, I end about 7. If you choke on a lifesaver, you're still able to breathe a little. I mean, it makes sense. Um, That's like pen caps. Where? Well, this is a Sharpie, and these don't have it. Oh, here, I do have a pen. Oh, this one doesn't have it either. Most pen caps have a hole at the top, and it's so yeah. If they get swallowed and lodged, you can still breathe. It'll be obstructed, but you can still breathe. Uh-oh. There. Oop, how you doing?
Hey man, hey, how you doing? Good morning, chat.
At the end.
Oh my goodness.
And Bestie's
Yes.
not here. I'm gonna yell at her.
She's saying last night she's not feeling good, but I don't know.
Yeah, she did tell me that.
Yeah, she's saying she didn't feel good. So I might be playing by myself today.
I laugh that my Twitter account is obviously it's Veteran Nation Foundation, and I give all my opinions, and people who don't like my opinions immediately go, "Oh, you must be a scam." Really? Just because you don't like what I have to say.
Right on, right on.
Good morning, Kathy. It's a good day so far. No complaints.
Now I hear you constantly talking about your impressions over there.
Mm-hmm.
Where do you find that?
Okay, so you hold on, I'll show you.
I'm on the PC. I'm not on my phone. So
Yep, I've got it up on my PC. So this is the look right here, and you have all these different things. You go down here, and you go to premium, and then you go to analytics. And there's so yesterday I did 76,000. Already today I've got 12,000. And for the week, 378,000. So trying to boost that.
Oh,
But
it won't let me see that.
To be monetized, I need 5 million within 3 months. And you can see right where I started really focusing on improving. And I'm at 3.3 million. So I only need 1.7 million.
That's a feature I don't have.
It should be under
I'm
premium.
not paying for premium, so it won't let me see that.
Really?
When I click on premium, it just pulls up the page where they want me to pay for it. So
yeah, the only reason I pay for it is because if I don't, I can't stream this. I can't stream the show there.
Right. Well, I've been looking. It's not that bad. It's like $2.67. So for a month, it's like $32 a year. Is annually, that's a year, right?
I pay $8 a month.
Oh, you got the premium. Yeah, you got the premium one.
Mm.
Okay, yeah, that's $84 a year. Yeah.
Good morning, Mama Coop.
Hey, babe.
Good morning, Cher.
Soon as you ended, I jumped over here with Mikey. So.
Oh, I didn't realize she was live this morning. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, she. It's all right. She usually goes live every morning, just before you do. Usually, she ends about. Oh, you're probably about 30 minutes in when she usually ends.
When I'm on vacation, I was telling people I'll probably be doing like walk-in talks on the beach. So
there you go.
My streaming time is going to change. So because I'll be on the East Coast, so it'll be earlier.
Oh.
Here's the other thing. Oh, good.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. I was just looking at the stuff that you get when you pay. You don't get a whole lot with the $2.67 plan.
For those on X, here's one thing I'll teach you. Hitting the like button does nothing. It does nothing. It counts as one interaction. But commenting and retweeting, puts you and everyone else up at the front of your timeline. So you should always comment and retweet other people's stuff. If you're just liking it, you might as well tell Twitter, ignore me, because it's not going to do anything for the algorithm. But if you comment and retweet, it puts you even at the top of your timeline. I know people are like, "Oh, I liked it." Yeah, it's got a separate thing for likes, and no one ever goes into it.
What is that?
Good morning, Darlene. I'll be leaving here shortly. Good morning, Teresa.
Well, I did find a way I can check impressions, but it's on each individual
Tweet. Yeah.
tweet. So, yeah. So there is that.
That can give you an idea as to where you're at.
Right. Like the post from yesterday's got 14 impressions, 3 engagements. But like I said, I'm just starting out. Oh, this one got 80 from July 7th. It got 80 impressions. I'm
And see,
assuming
that's what I
that's
say. Anyone, you can always DM me your tweets. If you go down to there's a little bookmark button down in the lower corner, but there's an arrow. You click on that
Yeah.
arrow, and you can send via direct message. And if you want me to retweet it, I will retweet anyone all day long.
there you go.
That's also where you can copy links to your tweet and post it places.
I'm still learning it. I'm still trying to get my head wrapped around it. It'll
The
get
frustrating
there.
thing
I'll get
about
there.
X is it does operate different than the other social media. Like if you post a video, like with this, if I were only on YouTube, I would post the link, but no one's going to see the show. They'll just see the link. They won't see the visual. So that's why I broadcast to X, is because if you're scrolling and I'm doing the show, you're going to see the visual of me doing the show.
There you go. That works.
Can the federal
Oh.
court judge recommend a psychiatric evaluation? Not in the current federal cases. She would need to bring up something that would need to open that door.
Right.
It's just like me I was talking about the restraining order case I'm in. With that, they're asking me all this stuff. I never opened the door to it. So chances of them getting answers are slim to none. Because it doesn't apply to the things I put in my filing.
I will be right back, Mike.
I'm probably going to be ending Coop.
Oh, okay.
Just because it's about that time.
You got to head to work today.
Yep. Got to get in there and take care of some stuff. It'll be a busy day because my afternoon was busy yesterday. Shocking. Normally my mornings are busy. My afternoons are kind of slow. I take care of all my stuff. I'm more productive. But all right, guys. I am going to go ahead and wrap this up. And I'll be around, so you can message me on Facebook or on X if you need me. I will be in Coop and Georgie's stream. Not on stream. I will be in the chat. Because some people get confused about that. Being in the chat does not mean you're on stream. Are we doing a show Sunday? Yes. I am fully down. I've reached out to a couple people as guests. I haven't heard back yet, but we'll keep plugging away. All right, guys. Coop, thanks for joining me.
See y'all later.
Coop
I'll
and
see
Georgie
y'all.
later on today.
Yeah.
And as always, thank you for being worth serving.
Coffee brewing as the sun peeks through the haze. Birds are chirping, serenading morning's praise. Front porch creaks as dreams fade away. America's awakened to a brand new day. Old vinyl spinning a sweet old tune. Day starts dancing under a sleepy moon. Loose print smudges on fingers of grace. America's awakened at her own steady pace. Sips of sunshine in a coffee cup. Simple moments lifting spirits up. From the mountains to the sandy shore. Morning in America, want just a little more. Neighbors waving with a friendly rise. Kids with backpacks chasing daylight skies. Eyes cooling on a windowsill so fine. America's awakened with a heart full of shine. Old vinyl spinning a sweet old tune. Day starts dancing under a sleepy moon. Newsprint smudges on fingers of grace. America's awakened at her own steady pace. Sips of sunshine in a coffee cup. Simple moments lifting spirits up. From the mountains to the sandy shore. Morning in America, want just a little more. Neighbors waving with a friendly rise. Kids with backpacks chasing daylight skies. Eyes cooling on a windowsill so fine. America's awakened with a heart full of shine. Neighbors waving with a friendly rise. Kids with backpacks chasing daylight skies. Eyes cooling on a windowsill so fine. America's awakened with a heart full of shine. Tractors rumble, fields coming alive. Big wheels turning where hopes and dreams strive. Laughter echoes down the old dirt road. America's awakened to lighten her load. America's awakened to lighten her load.